Hello, Bennett is back, and I'm happy to see the amount of reviews we got in the previous training. So today we'll start with communication. As we discussed earlier, we'll talk about taking baby steps. Let's take slow steps now. And initially, when we talk about communication, so we'll talk about basic thing of communication. What is communication? It's a basic means of communicating with each other. As we discussed earlier, that communication can not just be about speech, it can also be through your expressions, facial expressions, through your eyes, through your body language. Now, from communication, let's first talk about the very first thing that people struggle with. That is MTI. What is MTI? Mother tongue influence, or nowadays we call it as regional influence when we speak in English. Now, before we talk about the influence of regional language in English, let's first talk about the regional influence. What is it? Initially, when we speak in our mother tongues, the tongues that we learn right from the time we learn to speak, our thinking and speaking language are one and the same. Because when we think in the same manner. And when we speak in the same manner. But what is that influence of region inside English? Why does a regional influence get affected in English? The only reason is when we talk in English, we think in our mother tongue, but we speak in English. That is called the regional influence in English. To overcome this, there are a few steps that we can take to ensure that we can speak fluently no matter what situation we are in, no matter how many times we struggle with speech. But once we master that, we will be able to speak fluently with good communication. I always tell people from things that I have learned over the past few years that it is not required to put on a fake accent. It can be an American accent, it can be a British accent, it can be a Spanish accent. That is not required. Accent, again, we'll talk about it a little later. But when we talk about communication, let's first understand that we need to speak in the right manner. So to speak in the right manner, accent is not at all required. Now, in the present age, accent is something that is not required at all because everyone wants to speak clearly. The main focus here is to speak clearly and communicate properly with grammar in place in each sentence we speak. Hi everyone, Bennett is back and there's an exciting announcement from Unacademy Ascend. There is an All India Championship which will be held on January 10, 2021 for classes 6 to 12. Not only that, if you attend this exam, there is a scholarship of 5 lakh rupees that you get to win. So hurry. Also, please use the referral code SumanTV to get 10% off on Plus subscription. The details will be mentioned in the description. Thank you, hurry and all the best. The second thing here we talk about is MTI. When we spoke about MTI earlier, a simple example we can talk about is Ramu ke pita ka bistar hare rang ka hai in Hindi. Let's look at that in Telugu. Ramu wala tandri padaka akupacha rangudi. Okay. Now when we talk about this in regional language or in a national language, when we talk about the color, we have to describe which color it is in. Now when we talk about in Telugu, pacha rangudi. But when we just take out color, pachadi, is there any meaning in that? There is no meaning. However, when we talk about the same thing in English, Ramu's father's bed is green. Now, why did I not mention color? The only reason is when we talk about the same thing in English, a little translation. In English, green itself, green means it is color. So we do not have to use the extra word color. That is the only reason there's a change when we talk about translation from regional language to English. So let's look back. Ramu ke pita ka bistar hare rang ka hai. Ramu wala tandri padaka pachi rangudi. Pachi rangu hare rangka. That is in regional and national language. But when we talk about the same thing in English, Ramu's father's bed is green. We do not have to mention Ramu's father's bed is green in color. As we discussed earlier, green itself is a color. So we do not have to mention the word color in that. Is that okay? Great.